Hey guys, it's the History Nerd, and we're back with another exciting episode of Crusader Kings 2, Habsburg, Millennium. In the last episode, failed to get Grisons. They're now in a revolt. And it is tempting to go after them, but militarily, we're not exactly in the, let's say the greatest place to be. So, yeah. We'll just have to ride this one out. Let's get some more commanders, shall we? Arnul, you can definitely command. I think that's it, so we'll leave things like that. What else have we got going? I know for a fact one of our vassals is a cardinal, so I am going to give him the honorary title of High Almoner. Just seems like something a cardinal would like doing, being in charge of, handing out alms for the poor and things of that nature. What else can we do to boost their reputation to some people? So we can see it does give a +10 opinion, but this dude was already pretty much in love with me. So it's a good way, specifically for when your realm gets bigger. Right now, vassal management is very, very easy. If we take a look at my vassals, we can see... Whoops. Humbert here, the mayor of Schaffhausen, is only got an opinion of about 15. And then the next one, Arnul, the mayor of Visul, has an opinion of 69, which, along with being a very friendly number, is also just good. I think you want him above 50, is what I believe is the cutoff. Yes, indeed. Let's hope so. We should be getting some more things there, and one thing we do want to consider, if we were to go to war with Folco here of the Lombardy Revolt, he is got a marriage tie to Thuringia, as well as Count Berthold of Schweiz. Just, he's got some allies, and we would... Well, honestly, we'd want to make sure the Bavarians come in on our side. So can I move my Chancellor yet? I can. Let's go and improve relations with the Duke of Bavaria. And then, if we decide to go to war against Grisons, or ensuing, the whatever's remaining of Lombardy, or what happens to Lombardy once this little revolt's done, then we can take a look at doing that. You spend weeks in the wilderness searching for any trace of your prey, but to no avail. You find plenty of bugs, snakes, and riding sores, however. Lovely, so we get a 20% chance of getting stressed, and a 20% chance of getting wrath. And we get... neither. That's excellent. Wrath would be survivable. Stressed... maybe not. And I think, I think I am just gonna, because there's really not much going on. And how far away are we from our buildings? We want militia training grounds, 160. I think we've already got one here. So we're still a little bit away from upgrading Burgondy. So, yeah. I will just see you guys when I've got something exciting to share. See you in a bit. Alright, so I have just started the militia training ground in Bascon, and we can see we're down to pretty much nothing when it comes to money, but that's okay. We'll make some of that, or we'll make some more. Ida here has been returned to us because I believe her educator has died. And so now... carrying on the Babenberg name is Leopold II. Have we got a Guntram yet? We don't. But Maingold, that's a good name too. Let's go ahead and find ourselves a nice diplomatic candidate to educate our daughter. We will check our own realm first. We don't really have anybody who's a diplomat at all. So let's go check the Kaiser. Hey, Kaiser, how would you like to find a diplomatic person to educate my daughter? Matilda is looking pretty good, but knowing my chances, Ida will come back Italian. Or knowing my luck. Maybe. As we can see, our diplomatic improvements with the Duke of Bavaria have been a resounding success. The Duke of Bavaria, in a word, loves us. Educate child. Ida. And let's see. I think we'll go for Heinrich here, the Prince Bishop of Trent. He's a charismatic negotiator who is cynical, brave, lustful, wroth, and ambitious. If we check our daughter, she is shy, gluttonous, and kind. Maybe we can get some better traits coming along, although that kind trait is A-OK for training a diplomat. Looks like Ida's off in the court of Bavaria, learning the ways of the world. And it looks like my army levies dropped down a little bit. Not entirely sure what would cause that. It also looks like this Lombardian revolt here might still be successful. Let's saddle my horse and go hunt ourselves a stag. If I am going to go to war for Grissons, and I would really, really like to, my moodiness and tendency to lash out at people is getting worse. I sleep too little and can't seem to stop worrying. Well, we got stressed one way or the other. We also have a hunting dog. That dog has got to be getting on in years. What was I going to say? I want to take Grissons, and I think the Bavarians would help us take it, which would be a damn fine addition. Oh, he's even got retinues. Can we build retinues yet? No. Soon we will. It looks like a son was born to Otto and Ida, named Otto. So there we have it. Any traits? My word. He is a weak, sickly infant. That's not really all that amazing. And he's Dutch. Of course he is. You've gathered your followers and your hunting dogs. You have saddled your horse and prepared your weapons. Let's go get ourselves a stag. That is frustrating to no end. I'm pretty sure with an education we can get Otto soon back to being German. At least Dutch is West Germanic. And I'm pretty sure German, Central Germanic. It should be okay. You spend weeks in the wilderness searching for any trace of your prey, but are forced to return empty-handed. It's my own failure. I take the prestige hit. Because we're already doing poorly. We don't need to add other things to basically ruin life for us. One cynical comment after another. I cannot take it anymore. I even tried to bribe Luitbert so he would shut up and stop firing cynical remarks at me. Just stop it. And he's not going to stop it. Maybe it's because you're unmarried. Who can we marry to you? Who would be a quick, attractive Italian lady? That wouldn't be too bad, would it? Let's see. If we wanted to get some sort of internal breeding program going here, maybe this girl here. A gray eminence who's trusting, humble, great skill. She just happens to be a little shorter than most people. Maria, meet Luitbert. Luitbert, meet Maria. Did that not go through? There we go. Hey, so there you go. Now you got a wife. That should reduce your stress. Or increase it. I mean, it's really 50-50. It looks like the French are definitely causing ourselves some problems, and we've got Viking raiders. We started in the 1066 start, did we not? So how is the Germanic faith going? We just got two little nation states here who are still Germanic, and then still, a fair chunk of Sweden, that is. But not as, it's not as strong as it is in the old Gods start. What's impressive, though, is that they're able to get 1,000 men out. Perfect. Cornwall's Norwegian. Also, who won? Would you look at that? Is there no Duke William? You're in Brittany. Yeah. Well, that is a neat turn of events. The Anglo-Saxons were able to fight off both the Norwegians, although, that's arguable, and the Pretender, who is now all of William the Bastard's lands are a part of Brittany, run by Bretons. So France, having a bit of a tough time. That's okay, though. I don't feel well. You're also getting on in years. You're also stressed, which is going to drop our health a little bit. But thankfully, we're a hunter, so we get a +1 to health, which negates being stressed. But we're still ill, which is going to drop that down. Health is sort of a nebulous thing that you don't really see, but is alive and well in the real world. Now, taking a look at this, I'm liking our troop numbers. And if we can convince Bavaria to join in with us, we might be able to snag Grissons relatively easily. It looks like the Lombard Revolt and the Duke of Thuringia have about 2,000 men total. You've got another 1,000 men kicking around, though. We don't have a lot of money either. How's this construction coming? I guess we should at least wait until that's done. And then also, wait until the levies get collected as well. Alright, so that's the third round of improving relations with the Duke of Bavaria. I think our Chancellor has done a good enough job. We can send him, actually what we should do, is check our vassals and see if there's any important vassals who need improving. It doesn't look like it. I mean, we could get Ulrich von Lenzburg here up to 100, but I mean, we could just as easily send him all our money and it would get up there too. Maybe we'll just leave that and instead improve diplomatic relations with the Emperor. Looks like we need a new marshal as well. And Ulrich is more than happy to take positions. Let's get that up, and we'll get Humbert in command of an army. So there we go. Ulrich and Ulrich on the council. And that's generally what you want, is your important vassals on your council so they can have a say in state affairs and generally help yourself out. Help yourself. Yes, that's what they will do. 1996, what a year that was. Do I do it? Because I would really like to get the Duchy of Upper Burgundy almost complete. Because it is going to be a while before we can take on the Duke of Swabia. He has holdings in my land? Oh, he does too. So yeah, the joys of medieval internal politics. We can see that I'm, the Count of Burgon with 2 vassals, but then the Barony of Montbéliard actually is a vassal of the Duke of Swabia. So we'll have a couple of wars we need to declare on him. Let's check that. So you're a rebel, and you're a rebel. Good. Alright, I say we go for it. Those numbers keep dropping. Our numbers are looking relatively good enough. I guess that isn't even completed. But I think we should go for it. So let's give it a shot, shall we? Yep, that's fine. We will mobilize our troops. And because we've been spending all this time making the Duke of Bavaria love us, he is much more willing to join in our wars. I hope. And I will want to keep an eye on that to see if this rebel can pull anyone in. And it looks like our daughter, Ida, is a kick-ass Grey Eminence. So, yay! The Duke of Bavaria is in. And we are going to need to find you a, you know, handy-dandy, handsome husband who can come to our aid. And honestly, a Hungarian duke might not be the worst idea. Probably a part of that line. Because if we could have, you know, a Hungarian ally as well, I'd prefer the King of Hungary, obviously. But beggars can't be choosers. Let's actually, because he is a part of the... You are this Duke. He is a part of the ruling class. Well, the family of the ruling class. And, well, I don't know about that. Let's win a war first. And then we can worry about having a celebratory wedding after the event. Oh, that was a very quick marriage offer that was retracted almost instantaneously. That's looking pretty good. We've got everybody in command, or each line in with a commander. And that's really all that matters. What do we got going on here? The Prince of Bohemia and the heir to the Bishopric of Brevnov. Okay, so if we were to arrange a marriage with Ida, that would absolutely result in a alliance with the King of Bohemia. So because this is his idea, we will accept it. And you know what? The King of Bohemia could conceivably be even better than the King of Hungary, because the Bohemian king is obviously, in the Holy Roman Empire. And now, along with the armies of Bavaria, we have the armies of Bohemia coming along too. We could conceivably become an unstoppable force for good and justice in this world. Maybe. Time will tell. Regardless, we should have no problem whatsoever getting this land, provided the King of Bavaria, or the Duke of Bavaria, can figure out what exactly he wants to do with his armies. But this is great. I'm over the moon with my marriage alliances we've got going. The King of the Turksish, Sultan Mahmud of Khiva, has decided to settle down in Khiva. So there's the Turks. We'll see if they do their historical thing. Are we still at... So now, yeah, we're at war with the Duke of Lombardy, the usurper. So I'm glad the war didn't auto-end, because that can happen quite a lot. It's a little annoying to have your war auto-end because, you know, somebody dies, the claimant dies, or the person you're fighting dies and you still have a claim. So I'm just happy that we're able to continue on our war with Lombardy after his little revolt, which was no doubt helped along by our military, you know, striking down the armies of Lombardy. Now we can see here our average, or our unit size, is 11,446. The garrison is 1,094. even ignoring the fact that we've got the garrison down to half morale, generally what you want to do with this game is, unless you've got a numbers advantage around 10 times what you're sieging, you don't want to click this button, which is the assault to holding. And because we've got over 10 times the troops, we can probably safely assault the holding and end this siege much quicker. Now you can see we still took an awful lot of losses. Thankfully, those losses were also spread around Bavaria and Bohemia as well. And you can see in this case we would probably be okay doing another assault. Well, I'm just going to hold off on that. Because I don't want to wind up in a situation where we don't have any armies and the Duke of Lombardy just raises all his levies and comes and attack us. You can see already, Otto Bono, he's got his sights on Habsburg, and that's just, it's not good. We don't have a good defense, obviously because we've recently, very recently in fact, raised our levies. Oh, and that's going to take, this bishopric is going to take for ages to siege down. It might not be a bad idea to break the siege while our Bohemian allies continue, when we come with Bavaria to attack. Now, that is all AI decision. It looks like the King of Bavaria has decided to attach his units to my army, whereas the King of Bohemia has not. I have no control over who attaches to whom, but it doesn't really matter. We would have had enough to knock down that sieging force anyway, and we can see here, we were at 24% before absolutely annihilating their army. We're now at 74%. I have a feeling... Oh no, my wife died! Okay. Well, let's get a new spy master in, Arnul. Not while you're leading troops, huh? Now the question is, at 56, do we want to marry again? We could always marry for alliances, of course. But, I mean, if you take a look at it, really it's just the Duchess of Holland who would be worth it, and she's 9. So it's going to be a little while before she becomes old enough to get married, and by that time, I'm going to be, like, creepy old. So what I could also do is take a look at my numbers here, and see are there any stats that really matter, and it looks like intrigue might need a bit of a boost. So perhaps marrying... well, we could go for a Greek 13-year-old or a Norwegian 12-year-old. Both of those sound just, you know, not in the context of the game, a little wrong. I guess 13, we wouldn't have to wait that long for her to come of age. We don't really need a Greek alliance. I'm just going to stay unmarried, to be honest with you. I was a chaste man. Regan Lind was my love. And we're just going to leave it at that. And hopefully get as much land as we... Who is assaulting? I guess Bohemia decided to? Because they are running the show. Well, thanks, Bohemia, for really... setting us back militarily. Well, that's just my own unit. That number is sometimes confusing. It doesn't actually represent the total troops that we've got in the region, and I think that's just because we're not actually leading the siege. Bohemia technically is, but because they're our allies, it should still go to us. During my stay in Aargau, I have found a great philosopher who has agreed to help me with my studies to enhance culture in the province. Yeah, let's do it. So I think in that case, we got ourselves some culture tech points. And we can see that we're really only researching noble customs. So, and I mean, we're all straight across the board at 3. I don't necessarily think that that is a good thing to go throwing money at. But it looks like we might be able to get ourselves a point somewhere in our military tech, which is exciting, and the game isn't telling me that I can, and I don't know why. regardless, I think we're going to go straight for siege equipment. Getting siege speed up and siege defense is always good. And, well, cavalry and heavy infantry might actually help us. Also, light infantry, considering the troops we're building. Getting sieges down the fastest is probably the best bet to go. Now, we've won that siege. We still need to do a little bit more sieging to get ourselves 100%. Recognizing virtues and talents that others possess is a virtue. I'm truly blessed by having a chancellor who is a marvel at diplomacy. Yeah, let's reward him. Good work. I wonder if we could actually just kill that stack to get us up to 100. It doesn't really matter. They're not going to be able to siege down my holdings anyway. And we do have a ticking war score. The unfortunate thing is, you know, with the way Crusader Kings 2 works, you're really not going to get them to agree to a peace deal unless you've got close to 100%, or what you're going for is small. Blah, 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 blah. Yay, the Kaiser likes us more. So in this case, because they've got, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we're taking a fifth of their land. Even though I've got, you know, a just reason to take it, they might not be all that interested. It looks like we can not call you in? Oh, I guess he can't be called in, even though you're telling me he can be. Because you're still here, right, Bohemia? Yeah, Bohemia's still here. And let's just... That did go to Bohemia? Oh, I shouldn't have gone to kill that stack. I might still get it in the peace deal. We'll see. We're ill again. I just want to win this war before I die. And in all likelihood, if I die, the war will become invalid. That is kind of bugging me. Oh, I guess maybe because... Okay. Yay, we're alive again. And it looks like we've lost someone from our council. Our court chaplain. Oh no, our freaking cardinal's dead? Well, that sucks. Well, we'll get Hartwig, and we will tell him to make the Pope like us. And get back to that view. I was excited. I thought the Bohemians were sending 4,000 more men, but no, it's just 250. That's okay. We're at 92. Are you gonna accept peace? You're losing, but you're not gonna give up. That's admirable. It really is. My faithful hunting dog is doing great for my stress levels. I mean, he's got 104 levy. 104 troops. And I'm sitting here with 5,000 in his land. You're not going to win this, buddy. Just give me Grissons. Let's call it a day. Just want to check on how the family's doing. Shocker, Otto's dead. He didn't last long at all. Beatrice is doing okay. And then how's Ida doing? We've got Johann Primislid. Alright. Well, that's good. The Habsburg family line is spreading and growing. It's just unfortunate any daughters I have are not going to be part of the line. Unless we can rig up matrilineal marriages, which we'll, you know, go over if it ever becomes a thing we have to take a look at. My body may be sapless and infirm, but my mind is as healthy as ever. So now, yeah, we're infirm. Which really means we're just slowly dying. So our health is low again. But again, the hunting is going to help offset that, which should leave us alive long enough to get a victory over Folco here. all we need to do is just take... Come on. Oh my god, it's just taking forever. What? 99%. Come on. No? You're not going to give up yet? We absolutely have to have this tick down. There. Now you'll listen to reason. Enforce our demands. Yay! Now let's just see. You are my vassal. Excellent! And this is my land, so our domain size is higher than it should be. That will probably be the last thing we take care of this episode. So I'm going to get my troops back. It's always good to disband your troops in your own land. Otherwise, you'll take a disbanding hit, so you'll have less troops if you need to call them up right away. I don't know if that's true, if I do it inside the HRE or not, but you know what? I'll just keep in the habit of sending my troops back to Grissons. Now, with a 3 out of 2, that's not so good. What is good, though, is Otto here could certainly do to have some land of his own, so he can start building up a little bit of wealth, getting some prestige going, just generally doing good things to help him get ready to take on, you know, running the show. So we will grant you a landed title, the County of Grissons, and we'll include lower titles just to make sure the vassals transfer over. And so now my son, Otto, is the Count of Grissons. When he comes of age, or when he takes the throne, obviously that land will stay. And if he's got a high enough stewardship, I think... then we'll see what his domain size can be. Yeah, ruler stewardship. So I've got a stewardship of 5. I'm going to imagine Otto's going to kind of be in the same boat of probably 1 to 2 domains for himself. And so then we'll just have to figure out what we're going to do with Grissons. But that's a problem for later on. And I also think with the success of reconquering land that should have been ours from the beginning, this is going to be a good place to leave the video for today. So, thumbs up if you have enjoyed this video. Leave your comments, questions, concerns, thoughts, jokes, musings, what have you below. Thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.